Hi there. It's been a while since I've done a question answer video on this channel. In fact, I can't even remember when the last one was. It's probably been like a couple years. This is long overdue then. Well, a few days ago on Twitter, I just said, hey, I'm going to do a Q&A session video this week. Feel free to ask me questions. So I just pulled some questions from Twitter. If you want to follow me, you can totally do that. My Twitter is CaptainSparklez. Same as my YouTube. Pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, let's jump into things. Oh, but really quickly, before we begin, I just had something super important to share, which is that this coming Monday, which is April 18th, I'm going to be doing a big charity live stream extravaganza. I'm flying out to New York. Syndicate's going to be there as well. It'll be on both of our Twitch channels. We'll be playing some random games, and then we'll be doing a big ultra-hardcore UHC extravaganza thing where, like the other ones in the past, people who donate are able to, like, directly give people items in the game and stuff. It'll be super fun. I don't know the exact start time, but it'll be sometime like midday US time. But be on the lookout. I'll add info in the description here, and it should be fun anyway. Just wanted to mention that really quickly so you know, to watch it and stuff. Okay, Q&A time. Let's do it. So the first question comes from none other than me, to myself, because I know people are going to be asking about this in the comments, which is, what's the new recording room place that I'm in right now? Did you move again, Jordan? You move way too much. I mean, I guess I moved to a different room. I'm getting a nice big desk constructed in the normal recording room, so while that's going on, I can't be working in there because it has to be, you know, a construction zone. So I just moved. I'm literally like directly on top of the normal recording room. So temporary setup for the time being, and then I'll move back down once I have a nice, pretty desk set up, and I'll probably even like show the desk in a video because it should turn out pretty nice. And for anyone who's seen the images of my setup before and like, oh god, look at all those terrible cables, they're awful. They should be all hidden and nicely put away, and it should look pretty and clutter-free when we're done. So you have that to look forward to. All right, we're like 2 minutes into the video, finally getting to the first Twitter question. I know, you hate me, I'm so sorry. Anyway, did you ever break a bone? Explain why. I've broken a bone in my foot once. I don't know exactly what the bone was called. I was basically attempting to do my first ever handrail on a skateboard, just in the wild, not in a skate park, just in the wild, do a handrail. Didn't work out too well. Bailed off and just landed weird on my foot. Broke my little toe bone, and never tried a handrail in a public place since then. First and last try. What a great job I am at street skating. Now, question from Luke. He says, why can't I find your Toyota anywhere in dealerships or online? Before I got a chance to answer, though, Muhammad jumped in and said, dunno, I mean, it looks like a McLaren, but maybe it's just too rare. McLarens are pretty cool and stuff, but Luke, yeah, my man, Toyota Corolla Super Sports Package, Prius, Sienna Camry, I'm sure you can just, you know, if you keep looking hard enough, I mean, it does look like, just like Muhammad said, does look like a McLaren a little bit because of the doors, and it's crazy. Man, crazy. Luke, it's not actually a Toyota. How do you even college, bro? Help! Like, dude, I totally don't even bro to know. Man, add a little bit of spice onto the end of that one, but anyway, I assume you mean university and not like what those UK people. I'm so good with words. Sometimes it's just unbelievable. Not what people in the UK would refer to as college or just high school over here. Assuming you mean university, though. I am probably the worst person to ask that question because I didn't finish university. But what I would say, in retrospect, is that your primary objective in university should be to meet other people who are motivated, driven, and like-minded, because it really is much less about what you know and more so who you know. Yes, there are obviously professions like doctor, lawyer, etc., where you absolutely need the education, but building those connections is going to be far more important for you regardless, because that'll really give you like a good boost kickstart when you are ready to go into the professional field that you're pursuing. Now, Muchu, asking the real important questions here. Do you ever poop? Now, I've had very long, in-depth discussions about this, especially on live streams, but I generally poop approximately 3 times a day. That's fairly average. Sometimes it can be only 2. Usually it doesn't really go over 3 unless I'm having a bad bowel day. So anyway, that's just how it goes. I have a pretty decent metabolism. What can I say? People are like, what? That's way too much. And I'm like, no, dude, it works. Just things happen. It's good. It allows me to eat food because I like food. And then it just, you know what? That's my bowels. That's my bowels. What can I say? Do you even lift, bro? Now, I don't think he was being serious when he asked this, but I did just want to mention I am sticking with my personal training sessions 3 times a week. Oh my God, dude, I was just in today, and my trainer told me, man, if I had stuck to my normal time, I would have witnessed this. I had to just reschedule a little bit later in the day. But basically, there was, I guess, a guy who just in the middle of the gym, he just got completely naked and started doing bench presses, and then he got kicked out of the gym, and then he was like running around naked outside, and he got tackled by police and stuff, and I was like, oh my God. Anyway, I digress, but I'm sticking with the personal training. You're always talking about music now. Can you sing us a song? You're all gonna regret this, because I'm not a singer. I'm doing the music producing. But if you want me to, I mean, let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, to the weeds. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right. Yep. You want it, you ask for it. What was it like kissing Syndicate? Well, it was like a kiss, but slightly more awkward than usual, I suppose. That's about all there is to it. Yep. If your YouTube career dies, would you choose to continue your education, or would you find another way to profit? I actually get asked this question unprovoked on a semi-regular basis. Like, people just send it to me on Twitter, even if there's not a Q&A session going on. And I feel like my answer is probably evolved over time. But what I'd say today is, and I think this question is asked from a financial perspective, like what would you do in order to make a living? And I don't think it's like, what would you just do with your free time? So I guess, and this is like worst case scenario here, because I really like making YouTube videos, and God forbid, I hope this never happens, but if tomorrow everyone was like, hey, we're not watching Jordan's videos anymore, I suppose I liquidate a lot of my assets, throw most of that into investment portfolios, and then probably travel for a little while, because travel is something I've always wanted to do but haven't had much of a chance to do it. So I suppose I'd do that, and then come back, do a head down in music for a while, which would lead me right back into YouTube again. So it all just repeat itself, I suppose. Whatever the case, I'd really hope to stick to something creative, because that's just what I enjoy doing. But again, like, I hope I can make these videos as long as I possibly can, that people keep watching them, because it's super cool. So, hey, hopefully that never happens, but I guess that's my answer now if it did. Do you ever plan on getting a tattoo? I can actually pretty definitively say I'll never get a tattoo. I don't think there's anything that I could ever permanently ink on my body that I think when I'm 80 years old, I wouldn't just look at and be like, huh? That's not to say other people get tattoos. Like, that's totally cool. I see tattoos and I'm like, that's a pretty cool tattoo. But as far as something that goes on me, I just don't think there's anything that I could see myself being happy with for 60 more years or something like that. So I'll stick with being blank, and I'll appreciate the artwork on other people, I suppose. Now, Daniel asked, what's more important than your materialistic things? Now, Daniel, I know what you want me to say. You want me to say knowledge. There you go. I said it. But in reality, I suppose health is probably most important, because if you don't have your health, what do you have? So, hey, that's why we're going to the gym with the training sessions and stuff. Gotta keep that health in check. And then I guess it sounds cliche, but you know, the family, friends, the lots on that sort of stuff. I'd say, yeah. Will you ever do more skate videos? Also, keep up the good work on your vids. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. As far as the skate videos go, I really do need to do more skate videos, and I'm so sorry. I've like been slacking on the actual going out and skateboarding. I need to like hit up Chris Chan and be like, hey, dude, let's skate sesh it up or something. I really do need to do that. So, but yes, I do plan on doing more skate videos in the future. Do you ever play games by yourself, or do you always record? This is actually a great question, and I'm going to answer 100% truthfully, and in the process probably sound like the biggest hypocrite gamer of all time. But generally nowadays I am recording when playing games. I used to play a lot of Dota 2 just totally on my own time, off camera, listening to music. And then I think as my schedule got busier and busier, it just got harder to keep up with. And so nowadays, again, generally I am recording when I'm playing games, but I keep telling myself, like, I want to go back and get back into Dota 2 and, you know, just play it whenever I'm just got downtime. So one of these days, I do hope to get back into that. But that's your answer. Do you sit or stand to wipe your booty? Asking the really important questions here again. Now, oftentimes it can be a combination of both. Like we'll start with the sit, and then we might move to the stand later on in the process. And that'll usually end up being how it goes. Now, for the final question, or questions, I have no idea why this became a theme in my responses, but we have, can you dab for us in the vid? Do you dab? And please demonstrate how to correctly dab for the video. And I feel like with that many asks there, and there were probably more, I'm obligated to do something here. I'm going to end up on cringe compilations for this, Jesus, I swear. So, what you must do, how to dab, is first and foremost, you want to start from whatever position you're at, and then you want to take one arm, and you're kind of going to, while you move your head down, you're going to go like that, and then the other arm is going to kind of go out there, but you're going to do it all in one like quick fluid movement. Icon words. So it's going to look something like... Or you can hold it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to witness that. Yep. All right. That was How to Dab featuring me, resident expert dabber. Now, I would, usually when I think of dab, I think you're like dabbing the grease off your pizza or something, but whatever. Anyway, that's it for today's Q&A session. I'll try to do these on a more regular basis, assuming you enjoyed. So let me know if you enjoyed it and would like to see more of these on a frequency greater than once every 2 years. So yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. And again, remember that charity thing taking place on Monday the 18th. Hopefully I'll see some of you in the live stream there. And that will be that. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you next time.